Praise Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shabbat Shem Kakadash. Peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And of course, we give double honor to our apostles and elders who have endured through the faith, and honor to you brothers out there preaching the truth across the four corners of the earth as well. The Israelites, waking up the elect. This is Isaiah 14 and 8. No, matter of fact, 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. There you go. So, it's talking about, this is basically, we know, the destruction of America. Then later it says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So here's the patience of the saints. Here's our patience. And one thing about, because the new flavor of the month is that the mark of the beast is Christianity, or it's different philosophies and things like that. Well, the scriptures also say what? Israel is under every green tree. The curses talk about that we're going to serve under gods and different idols of other nations. So, if it's Christianity, that's the number one place in the so-called, in any Israelite community. Okay, because you got a lot of poor people that come in there to receive spiritual upliftment. They bring their money, and then the church might look like something because they invest a little money into it. If the pastors smart, people keep coming, they keep investing. They had the fish fries and cookouts and all that good stuff. So if the mark is Christianity, well, shit, damn near every Israelite in America it will fuck around and get killed. No, this is something totally different, because, like I said, a lot of people who have been into Christianity, and they might not have even chosen it. It may have just been forced down their throat, and over time they just grew to accept it. And that's kind of how religions work. And all that is once again, that's another philosophy that's going into Israel being under every green tree, every different philosophy. And even in the truth, Paul writing a letter had to curse out Israelites, because he said, how is it that all of you, when you come together, you have a different doctrine, different philosophy? He started talking about that, because you still had Israelites who kept some of that mythology when they became Israelites. They still kept some of that stuff, so they had to be rebuked on that. And so, ultimately, if you don't wake up to the fact that you're an Israelite, if Yahweh Shai doesn't give you that understanding, you are going to be destroyed. But the mark is not Israelite. Salakia. The mark is not Christianity. It's not another philosophy. This is brothers have done countless videos on it. The mark, we know, charagma, something that's inserted in you. And just to back that up, we have to go into that's why we have to be watchmen. Scriptures talk about us blowing a trumpet. We're those watchmen at the gate, when the enemy is coming. And brothers are showing you what they're seeing. Brothers who have been, enduring in the faith for many, many years, who've meditated over these same things. This is an article: Sports Betting and Big Brother, Rise of Facial Recognition Cameras. And an Edomite actually was telling me this. He was talking about at the sports games, they're starting to do facial recognition scans on the crowd to see if you have a warrant or something like that, so they can single you out. And there've been also recently, because you know how Esau operates, there've been a lot of different shootings at different sports events and different concerts and music and stuff, and that's a large amount of revenue for Esau. So of course they're going to invest in trying to do away with that, because you don't want people scared to come out of their houses, scared to spend money. You gotta keep this place going. It says a few spectators for the U.S. Open Finals in New York's Flushing Meadows last month probably weren't smiling for the cameras, because facial recognition cameras may have been scanning the seats looking for people transmitting real-time betting data to far-flung international locations, according to a disclosure earlier this year by the U.S. Tennis Association. They're exploring opportunities to utilize facial recognition software to identify known courtsiders. So they're trying to get rid of gambling, because gambling, of course, is a billion-dollar industry, and in some places it's still not legal. Some called courtsiders, some of whom have donned fake mustaches and other disguises to evade detection at tennis tournaments, help bettors and data brokers seeking a speed-based edge by transmitting data to their clients faster than official sources, right? So basically they're giving a live feed to the game, so people placing bets, so they can know the stats on the game, basically, because they got people with money riding on the game. In some instances, this allows bettors to place bets that will be sure winners. For example, the winner of a specific point before betting has closed on the event. And that betting shit, sports gambling, that's a billion-dollar industry. That, you got the Patriots, we all know about the Lakers and all these different referees that have been guilty of betting against players making bets with referees, the referees cheat, all that kind of shit. A billion-dollar industry that Esau is into. And a recent disclosure, the USTA said 19 courtsiders were caught, removed, and served trespass notices. Okay, so the point is made. They're trying to cut down on crime. And they're coming up with a good reason. Oh, this is why we're doing it. This is why we're using it. We know, of course, there's a different motivation behind it. This article is basically going to say the same thing. Taylor Swift, facial recognition scans crowd for stalkers. So, she's having problems with stalkers, supposedly, or whatever. And they're starting to use that stuff as well. And if you notice, because this is from not too long ago, this stuff is picking up. All of a sudden, facial recognition. And then what Esau do, they release little stuff like, you got all these screen, Instagram, basically. Instagram, all these apps that allow you to video chat, do video chats and upload it to YouTube. And, now you can put different little video effects or whatever on your screen. And people are just, once again, they're eased into it. Oh, see, look, this is just the technology we use on Instagram and all this. It's the same stuff, and so people are just like in a movie. They'll bring out some sort of high-tech piece of equipment, but once they officially bring it out, people are like, oh yeah, I saw this in the movie. It's predictive programming. So it's very interesting times that we're living in. And once again, it's all through faith, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's all the faith thing. Popular science. Why did I implant a chip in my hand? Yeah, you did it because you know what's about to come. And this is Esau, man. They try to make something innocent, something look optional, and then slowly and slowly it becomes the new wave and the new wave, and you know they get the last little leg of people who really don't want to do it, but they make it mandatory. Well, look, everybody else is doing it, and boom, now you have a new wave that people have to follow. And that's what they're doing now with children. They're getting them used to the cameras and recording themselves, and making little movies, vines, all this shit. And they're testing out their own software and kind of giving you a softer version of it, and then they're perfecting it in the background for military use. That's the name of the game for the devil. Matter of fact. And that's a huge prophecy. Huge. So Obadiah 1:4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, as though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And that's Esau. They exalt themselves as the eagle. We all know about the eagle is pretty much the number one symbolism when you're dealing with America. And that's what these Edomites want to do. That they want that eagle eye in the sky. They already have satellites, right? They've already got us used to Google Maps and all these different GPS services, which anybody can have access to. But then you got to remember, Esau has that kind of stuff in live time, where they can really see everything in live time. They can see, they can go down and they can see a damn blade of grass, because that's the kind of technology that they have. They have live, it's crazy. You can actually look at, on certain apps, you can see traffic. You can see how the live traffic, because they have sensors on the highway, and then they can see it from once again, the eagle eye in the sky. And that's this man. They want control over everything. And it's so many articles out here on it's just too many, and they're all coming at the end of 2018. While you're probably getting a microchip implant. Come on, man. Getting you used to the bullshit. Like, what kind of passive aggressive shit is this? Well, you're probably getting a microchip implant. Yeah, no the fuck I'm not. But most people, they'll read that. Well, So, this man is the devil. Here's another good one. It said, when Patrick McMullen first heard in early 2017 that thousands of Swedish citizens were unlocking their car doors, turning off coffee machines with a wave of their palm, he wasn't too impressed. Surely the technology, a millimeters long microchip equipped with near field communication capabilities and lies just under the skin, had a niche cutting edge appeal, but in practical terms, a fob or passcode would work just as well. He's a 20-year veteran of the tech industry, wanted to do better, to find a use for implantable microchips that was generally functional, not just abstract. So basically it's going to tell you, and it's going to include names too: Sweden, Three Square Market in River Falls, Wisconsin. All these different things that have been used to ramp up what they're trying to do. Yep, and then they're going to go on and say it. And it's crazy because they give you a hint. RFID ear tags are used to register almost all farm and ranch livestock with the U.S. National Animal Identification System. So they want to tag you like a fucking piece of livestock. If you check luggage with Delta Airlines, you can thank RFID luggage tags for the fact that your bag arrived at the same destination you did. There you go. And you probably already have a personal RFID chip that goes everywhere with you. It's in your credit card. So there you go. And they're going to go on and give you more reasons to do it. So lock it. Come on, man. So, but I'm going to jump to the end. Guess I got too many tabs open. 2 Peter 1:20 says, knowing this first, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place. That's what we're trying to do. You know, it's not about clout. It's not about personal glory, personal ego. Man, this is the, keep saying it, this is the truth. This is that light that's shining into a dark place. Trying to shine that light on the situation. Look, this is what's going to happen. This is the information that the Father has given us for us to fight this. And you still have what it's going to tell you. Until this day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. So you can't have a private interpretation of the scriptures. You can't have your own interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. So it's not by the will of men that this doctrine is coming out. It's by Yahweh Shai speaking through his men. And that's the main point, you know. It's not about pride. It's not about ego. You know, we know which camp is the top camp, but it's really not about that. It's about the glorification of Yahweh Shai and following the things he asked us to do. Okay, and if you, man, just look up RFID implant. It's too much stuff about it for this just to be irrelevant. There's too much information about it. It chips. The next privacy debate. More stuff on RFID chip. Look at this. Are you ready for a chip implant? More shit. More bullshit. Yeah, would you swap it? See, is the devil trying to ease his way in there. So, and there's many pages on that. Hey, call lo Yabashim Shah Shalom. Look at that.